Hi, Terry here. I just wanted to talk for a little bit today off the top of my head. I'm trying to look at the camera, see if I can bring my eyes up in these podcasts. I don't seem to quite get that yet. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh, I met a young man today. His name was Paul, and I don't know if he's watching this or not, but he said he might look my Substacks up. I hope he does. I met him because he is a Cheerlift representative who came out and to talk to me about whether it's time for me to look at chairlifts. I do live in an old house. It was built in the 1820s to 1830. So it's either over 100 or just about 100 coming up. 200, I should say. Yes, 200. And it's old, and it's somewhat time weathered, certainly weathered by the New England weathers. We have different weathers changing all the time. This particular week, I've had a few young men coming to the house to do various odd jobs. So one of them today was Paul, who came to talk with me about the chairlift and the practicalities of it and the ability it would help me to save to stay here in my home rather than to go out to an assisted living or a smaller apartment somewhere nearer to my family. I have some of my family around me here, but my children are up in Maine, and another group of them are more nearby, but live very busy lives, and I don't get to see them much. So Paul came and he talked about the chairlift and the possibilities that it would give me. I might be able to carry my laundry upstairs better rather than just going step by step, putting it down, picking it up. I've had a few other young men here this week. They are priming the outside of my house, which Rick had painted probably, I would guess, about 20 years ago, about the time when we had our roof repaired. Anyway, the weather has done its job, and a lot of that paint needed to be sanded off, scraped off, and then primed. And we've had 2 good weather days this week, and so the priming is now finished. On one side of the house, Rick always just planned on painting one side of the house a year. Sometimes he would get 2 done, sometimes he would get 3 done. But the last time he painted it, he painted 3.5 sides, but he could not reach the peak over the greenhouse that needed to be painted. And so we hired some young men to come in, and they did almost a daredevil circus acrobatic arrangement of ladders and long planks of wood stretched between the 2 ladders that were placed against the house on either side of the greenhouse. And I'm probably not representing that right, but they did it. They painted that peak in the back of the house. And that was, I guess, about 15 to 20 years ago. So it's time for all of this stuff to be updated. I had to fix the peak of the roof last year. That cost $4,000 just to run a single strip of shingles, replacing those on the peak of the roof that had begun blowing off. But that roof has been 20 years, and that's all those old-style shingles were guaranteed for. So I have nothing to complain about. I'm very happy to be here in my old house. I'm trying to make it more livable, more safe by downsizing, giving away and disposing of some of the collections I've accumulated over, well, we've been here since 93, so 30 years plus. I do have a lot of stuff. I'm working on getting rid of that. Anyway, the good news is I have to have a new electrical outlet put in near the staircase so that there'd be a minimum of wiring to connect to it for the stair lift. And I was able to find an electrician who can be here a few days before the stair lift people come. And this whole thing should be wrapped up by the first week of May. So I'm excited. It gets me more comfortable in staying with my upstairs bedroom and my downstairs living space. And of course, what used to be, Rick always called it the ladies' parlor. I'd be in there with books and writings. Or earlier years, student corrections papers. But then it became my sewing room. And I've been happy with that. But I've collected a lot of fabric. And it's time to downsize even more of that. But I will do it. I will get it done. Slowly, gradually. As long as I'm here, I might as well get it done. Stop leaving little notes to my daughter that say, oops, sorry, I didn't get this pile straightened out. I know what she'll do with it. It will go in a dumpster. So it's best that I give what I want to give to certain people before all of that happens. Anyway, just wanted to let you know things are going well here. I hope they are for you too. Be well, stay safe, have a good night. Bye-bye.